Alright. Hi everyone, good evening to all of you and a very warm welcome in this today's Student Wellness Center's Vartalap session. My name is Rahul and I am a counselor with the Student Wellness Center, and it's truly lovely to see all of you in this evening. For those who might be joining here for the first time or coming to the Vartalap session for the first time, you must be knowing about Student Wellness Center. Can I have a raise of hand? How many of you know about SWC? Oh, I think then I am doing my job in reaching out to most of you. So, as you know, Student Wellness Center, SWC is IIT Bombay's dedicated center for supporting student well-being emotionally, mentally, socially. So, we work towards creating a campus environment through counseling-led services, peer support groups, outreach initiatives and programs where students are acknowledged, supported and given help. Today's session, Vartalap, as you might have seen around the campus, the posters and everything. So Vartalap is basically our monthly initiative, a space where we try to invite various expert-led opinions and their expertise in particular topics, which create an open, reflective conversations around relevant themes of mental health. The idea is very simple: to talk, to listen, and to understand without any judgment and pressure. So this month's theme is revolving around relationships, and we have Ms. Aditi Vaze as our expert. Ms. Aditi Vaze holds a master's degree in clinical psychology from University of Mumbai and postgraduate certification in couples and family therapy. With over 15 years of experience in counseling adults and couples, she has worked over various capacities in schools, colleges, hospitals, corporate setups, and she has her own private practice as well. Her work majorly focuses on relationship dynamics, emotional patterns, and helping individuals and couples build healthier connections. I think all of us need that in today's world, building healthier connections with our loved ones. Alright, so without any further delay, we'll start with the session. A very warm welcome to Ms. Aditi Vaze. I invite her on the stage.
Hello, good evening everyone, and I'm so happy to be here. I was a part of SWC for about 8 years, and it gives me immense joy to come back as one of the speakers in Vartalap. And as the poster says, this is going to be an interactive session, so I'm expecting participation, because these type of sessions on topics like relationship really is about sharing, learning from each other, and I need to learn from you guys as well. Because of the nomenclature that relationships they're so different now, right? So I want to start by saying a few things. One is, when we talk about relationships here, I'm speaking specifically about romantic relationships, okay? Second is the language. This is gender agnostic, so even though the language that I may use has heterosexual references, this can be applied across all gender identities, okay? And I just wanted to actually start by asking you, what do you expect from a session like this? Do we have to give them the mic so they can speak, or can they just... Yeah. What do you expect from this session? Okay, that's good for me. Zero expectations is great, because anything I do is better than what you expect. Okay, so I just hope that I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, or hope that there's a lot of... All of you are comfortable in English, right? Okay, perfect. So let me start actually by showing you a few words that have sort of creeped into our vocabularies now about just what relationships are like, what communication patterns are. It's like a little bit of quiz, okay? What is a situationship? So as a counselor, I do a lot of work with couples. So I just want to know, what is a situationship? Anyone, just put your hand. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know. What is a situationship? Okay, have you heard of the term situationship? What is it? Yeah.
They are more than just friends, but not in a relationship way.
Correct. Okay, when you are in a romantic, casual sort of a relationship without commitment or a clear definition. Okay, thank you. Okay, what is soft launch and hard launch? And these are things I hear from my clients as well, right? What are soft launch and hard launch? This is a sort of a communication pattern, right? Yeah. What is a soft launch and hard launch? How many of you are present on social media? Instagram? Snapchat? Oh. Okay. Yeah. So this should be familiar to you, right? What is it? When you say I'm soft launching a relationship, how does that look like? Or I'm hard launching a relationship. If I post a picture with somebody that I'm dating, and you can see his face clearly, his or her face, is that soft launch or hard launch? Yeah. And if I like have some vague, like going on a date somewhere with 2 glasses of wine, but you can't see somebody's face, what is that? Soft launch. Okay. What's ghosting? What's ghosting? It's a communication pattern, a very corrosive, negative, and detrimental and really, really upsetting to the person who's getting ghosted. What's ghosting?
Chatting without any prior knowledge.
Yeah, just stop communicating, stop giving attention, okay? What is the most scarce resource in this day and age today? Most scarce. Everyone's fighting for it. Everyone on social media is certainly fighting for it. What is it? Absolutely true. Attention. It is attention, okay? And when you take away attention from relationships, okay, that is really, really terrible for the person who is at the receiving end.
Hello.
Yeah, there's also a term called Caspering apparently, and Casper, you know who Casper is, right? Casper is a friendly ghost. So apparently, if I ghost a person but I like, so if I don't talk to a person but if I like their posts and look at their status, that's like Caspering, okay? Alright, what's vibe check? Come on guys, what's vibe check? Huh?
When both of them have same hobbies or like.
Okay, same hobbies or like, or how the connection is or how the vibe is between, right? Okay, perfect. Benching or cushioning? What do you think? Yeah, backups. Gosh, did you understand what he said by backups? So good. Okay. What is backup? What does it mean? Explain, please.
Dating as an option.
Yeah, so I'm dating somebody, but मेरे options भी है. अगर नहीं हुआ तो मतलब, you know, I can just move on quickly. Okay. Love bombing. Another thing that we will speak about what are signals to absolutely watch out for. What is love bombing? What is love bombing?
At initial stage, you are trying to over-portray the emotions.
Oh yes.
Trying to bomb a lot.
Yes.
But ultimately, you are not feeling that. But you are trying to portray the person more importance.
Yes. So love bombing starts with you are my world. You are everything. I'm giving all my time to you. You're the best thing that has happened to me. I really, really, and right at the beginning, if there's a build-up to this, you understand, okay? But if it happens like 2 days into a relationship or 2 days into knowing somebody, you'll be like, okay, kuch to hai. Alright, breadcrumbing. What's breadcrumbing? What is the meaning of breadcrumbing?
Giving just enough attention to keep.
I'll keep you interested, but I won't so if you send a message, I'll say, okay, thumbs up, this, that. I won't respond back. So I'm keeping you hooked. Okay.
Reading one feature.
What is orbiting? Simp, cuffing. What are all these? Anyone? You must have heard of these terms, right? What's orbiting? What do you mean by orbiting? Sorry? Just hovering around. Yes. Okay. All right. So I actually want to do a little bit of vibe check with this room. Okay. I'm going to ask a few questions and just raise your hand. Okay. How many of you here are in a relationship? Situationship bhi chalega. Raise your hand, yeah. Okay. All right. So the rest of you single? Okay. All right. So we have about less than 10% people. 10% people in a relationship. Okay, all right. How many of you have had a significant relationship in the past? Okay, so this is about, say, 40%. Okay, all right. How many of you have gone through heartbreak? I'm assuming those who have had a significant. Okay. Oh, how is it? How is it? Yes?
Tough.
Tough, yeah. It's terrible, right? Yeah. Okay. Are you all in your 20s? Anybody? All in your 20s, right? All?
I'm 90.
You're 19. Okay. ठीक है. Almost there. Okay, alright. How many of you, okay, this is, so for your 20s, if I ask you, how many of you want to get married?
Right now,
No. Good question. Yeah, not right now. Okay. I hope after this talk you will realize that, okay, maybe not now, but yeah. How many of you want to eventually? Okay, how many of you have a positive, or you say, I see myself getting married. I think marriage is important. Okay, that's about 70%. What about the rest who haven't raised your hands? Are you like saying that, I may, if I find the right person, I may not? What is it? Anyone who did raise their hand? You want to give me mine? Yeah. And guys, we have to share and learn from each other, okay? I'm also going to be learning so much from you, yeah.
So in my college time, there was my best friend. There was some feeling generated, and I wanted to have a very strong desire to feel how it's feel to fall in love too.
Yeah.
So I allowed totally myself, and I know that in future it's not going to work. And then I go through a very deep pain, and through that I may feel that to overcome that mental pain, I develop a questioning process. For example, who is this experiencing? Why I am going through this? So due to that thinking process, now I feel that how to actually totally I'm unable to attract. No, normally attraction is happen here because of the filter. So I narrow down myself in a neural pattern that it is happening because of the animal instinct I have. So I totally traced myself from there, and now it is a very difficult for me to form a relationship.
Okay, fair enough. We'll address this, okay? And he said something very interesting. He said he was very heartbroken after it, right? So there's a special sort of neurophysiology why heartbreaks in your 20s especially are like, oh my god, like the lowest of the low.
But I'm not against it. It is a very wonderful thing and underrated in the world.
Relationship, healthy. Perfect, okay. So you're like, I know that the good relationship is out there, but I don't know as of now, how to identify it or how to go ahead. Okay, alright. How many of you want to find your own partner? And how will you do it?
Try.
You don't know. So no shadi.com for you guys. How many of you? So when you say I want to find my own partner, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, how will you find your own partner? Okay. Okay, so you thought maybe a good institute will. Yeah, actually, yes, you guys are at the, where you're interacting with so many different people, right? So one is through wherever, you're studying, tomorrow where you'll work. Any other way to find partners? Social? Hinge, dating apps. Yeah, dating apps. How many of you have a positive attitude towards dating apps? Come on, only 3 people raised your hand, and if I ask you how many, only 3 people. Okay. Rest of you, what do you feel? Dating apps are? Never use dating apps? Okay. I'm not here advertising anything, okay? You please, okay? Alright. But how many of you think it's better to organically meet people versus meet people on dating? And what is organic meeting?
Like going to events of common interest.
Going to events. Okay. And why is it better than meeting somebody on an app?
meeting on app is too superficial. You do not know that person exactly.
Yeah.
You only see their photos or maybe a few.
Yes. So it is, so there is it's very over-indexed on the way you look and your profile is and the optics of it rather than who you are as a person. Fair enough. Okay. I just want to ask you, how many of you think that modern relationships are damn tough here? That's very tough now. Yeah?
So many expectations.
Yeah, why? You said the right thing, yeah. Please say it.
So many expectations.
Too many expectations, right? Like what sort of expectations from your partner? You're actually right. You know why? You know, all of this marrying for love was not actually how marriages started, right? You know why marriages started, right, in the beginning? Like all of this is like in the 19th century. Previously, marriages happened because of political reasons. You know how kings and all that, they got married, they didn't know each other. France ne kisi Germany se shaadi kiya. Some Baroda lady got married to somebody from South. It was all political. Now it is about, I need to find somebody that I love, right? I want to raise a family with this person because I love this person. And like he says correctly, perhaps we have sort of gone to the other side where like, this person is supposed to be my friend, my lover, my confidant, my teacher, my ye, my wo, everything. Too many expectations from one person, correct. What else? Why is it difficult? Why are modern relationships? Anything is happening internally, anything is happening in the social environment around us, political environment around us. What do you feel?
Media.
What about media?
Media is giving us something beyond the expectation which a normal person cannot act in a real life.
Absolutely correct. That means social comparison, right?
Yeah.
Where you see all these ideal relationships, okay? And you look at them and you say, this is so good, this is perfect. I'm a marriage counselor for many years, okay? I'm telling you, please do not believe everything that you see about relationships that people are posting online. But yes, it does create some sort of, even though you know here, it does create tension, right? You also want to be having that lovely relationship. You also want to celebrate anniversaries and Valentine's Day and all of that, right? What else? Anything unique to IIT? Like what sort of lives have you had before you came here? Like was social emotional development paid attention to? Was it about academics only? What do you think? What about some of the sort of biases your parents may have had? Abhi padhai karo, ye sab karne ka zarurat nahi hai. Uske baad mein we'll see. Yeah? Okay? So you thought that, you know, that sort of skill to, you know, sort of speak to people and all of that, you think that's sort of underdeveloped?
Yes. Typically people are nerd people.
Okay. Alright. Okay. What about things, you know, people are also wondering whether to get married or not because of economic reasons. Because of the cost of, you know, like getting married, housing, you know, raising children, all of these things have changed, right? It's also about awareness, differences in gender roles. You know, women are now saying that I have, you know, science has also made it easier to sort of, you know, for reproductive health and things like that. So women are like, you know, I don't necessarily need to have kids at this age. I would like to sort of work on my career. I want to make something of myself, okay? So marriage is no longer seen as, or, you know, like sort of relationships are no longer seen as the focal point, okay? What about things like self-awareness? Do you think people's self-awareness or tolerance has increased, decreased? Decreased? Yeah. Why? People are doing what? So if there's a relationship and something happens that you don't like, what is the tendency of people to do? To fix it or to say, chal,
Shift it.
bye. I have plenty of options. Okay. Alright. Take it. Alright. So I want to actually discuss a few things with you that's going to segue into our presentation, okay? I want to ask you, dating is a skill that can be learned. What do you guys think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Or is it like, you just should know how to date immediately? I mean, the minute you meet somebody that you find interesting, like the words should come like this. What do you think? What do you think? Come on.
A typical risk master you mean?
Huh?
A typical risk master you mean?
A typical risk master?
Risk master. Rising up.
Okay, risk master. This is a word I've learned now,
I
okay?
mean, it's a word I have created right now.
Okay. That means charming, somebody who's charming, yeah, okay? So dating is actually a skill, okay? You can learn how to talk to people. You can learn how to communicate. You can learn how to handle conflicts. Very, very important, okay? You can learn how to handle boredom. Okay, because good, healthy, stable relationships can also become a little boring actually, let's face it. Okay? You can learn how to grow with each other and how to kind of, you know, navigate the sticky spots, okay? Alright, next one. Looks, okay, this is a interest. Looks and money are important in life, and my partner should have it. I mean, I use the word should. Huh? I didn't use the word hai to acha hai. I mean, if I have a beautiful spouse or partner, it's great, but that is my criteria. Yeah? Okay. Do you think looks and money bring happiness? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Alright. Okay, what are some of your criteria? What do you look for in a partner? Somebody you're dating. Just like throw out adjectives, or like what do you think? What are you looking for?
Understanding.
Understanding? Okay. Maturity?
Money and looks never gonna live forever.
Yeah. True. If you invest the money, it may grow and compound, but looks are something which is a diminishing asset. I agree. Agree? Yeah, you're right.
Otherwise, what is this? Arbaz Khan's wife name?
Malaika Arora.
that she got divorced.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, correct. So if you were saying looks and money, very interesting, could actually get you happiness in relationships. She would have been happily married, right? She's stunning and she's wealthy. Absolutely correct. And this is data driven, by the way. We feel that looks and money will make us more happy in relationships. And reality is that it may help you to attract a particular person. Of course, it's essential. Money brings you some sort of stability. But it doesn't necessarily increase your happiness in romantic relationships, okay? Alright. So what are your criteria? I didn't hear from you.
I would like to look at the persons who have the ability to understand their mind's nature and their desires and
Okay.
how the world is working. For
Okay.
example, I saw that in society there are big companies
You can hear him, right? Or you can give the mic, yeah.
trying to manipulate the peoples to make a consumer-based society. So I wanted that kind of person who understands the trap and try to find out how to live my own life in my own terms instead of just acting.
Okay, so self-awareness. You're saying self-awareness. Okay, what else? So he's looking for somebody who's self-aware. What else?
Emotional availability.
Emotional availability, very interesting word. Very good. What does that mean?
Value system should match.
Value system should match. Yes. So one thing you have to realize that you can work through a lot of things, but if your value systems don't match, that becomes quite tricky. And what are value systems?
Various can be financial,
Financial.
be interpersonal value system.
Interpersonal value
How
systems.
kind you are.
Okay, what you consider, like desirable, undesirable, or rather what is right or wrong. The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to value systems is what about, how do you look at cheating or interactions with other people, or what according to you is fidelity? Yes, absolutely correct. You also said emotional availability. What is that? Very interesting. What does that mean?
At times you should be emotional available to us. Now, whenever we are facing hard times,
Yeah.
you should be,
Yeah.
console us or
Console us or be available.
Just
Yes.
listen to us. That's it.
Yes, just listen. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Being transparent.
Okay. What does that mean? Who said that? Yeah. What does that mean?
Whatever it is, there is nothing to hide between.
There's nothing to hide. So I should be able to be saying what is in my mind. And so if I need to say something what is in my mind, my partner needs to do what?
Has to make you comfortable. To talk.
Create a safe
Space.
environment where I'm able to talk about things without judgment. Yes. What else?
A person should be having their own life apart from my own
Excellent.
existence. And it
Excellent.
should be totally developed by them, assumed by them, and they should be handling it by themselves. In terms of times, whenever they need us, we'll be definitely
Perfect.
capable for that.
Perfect.
But their life should not be revolving around us.
Perfect. Okay, this is so very good. It is not anymore do badan ek dil and all these. Okay, your Venn diagrams, of course, they need to sort of intersect, but it can't be fused with each other. Beautiful. Okay, having a life which is independent of your partner, having a life where you see your own goals and own track. Yeah. Anything else? Very important. Respect. Respect for somebody. Very important. Completely non-negotiable. Okay. What do you think is more vital to have in a relationship? Love or respect? I mean, both ideally yes, but if you had to choose. Maybe it's a wrong question, but yeah. Respect? Not love?
Love is a form of respect, if you can say. If you are
Love
loving,
is a
then
form of
automatically it will come
Okay.
in due course of continuation.
Okay.
You
Alright.
should not lose your self-respect.
You should not lose your self-respect. You should not disrespect the other person. Love is a feeling. Emotions are fleeting. You can really like a person and then dislike a person. Say, please, I don't want to see your face, and still be with the person. You know, do the repair work and come back. Okay? Respect, very important. All right. Okay. Next, the spark is very important during dating and a relationship. वो spark होना चाहिए. उसको मिलेंगे तो ऐसे मतलब chemistry, spark. What do you think? No? Spark is not important?
Excitement to know each other.
Sorry?
What is a spark?
What is a spark? Can anyone explain? I see this a lot in my counseling sessions. We had a spark. That spark is, usko like the first date only we spoke for like 10 hours. It was like, kitna chemistry? What is a spark?
Maybe beautifulness,
Okay?
or maybe some skills of the persons that I like. And
Okay. Okay.
there can be many
Yeah,
things
so
that
somebody is
I
attractive to me.
impress.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Somebody is attractive to me, okay, and the person is really like, asking me questions, we are really vibing, we are laughing a lot, it's like a great, like, you know what a spark is?
Yeah, connection is so illuminating that we have got entangled towards it.
Yes.
And it is driving us throughout.
Yes,
in due
it
course
is
of
like
time.
an instant connection, okay? Okay. Is it important?
Yes. It's starting point.
Probably not.
Okay. Alright. A lot of people now over-index on this spark, okay? Spark hai, wo attraction. Attraction to hona chahiye, but over-index. Have you heard of slow burn? You know what slow burn is? Have you ever met somebody and you're like, okay, theek hai, this is good, decent conversation, not good, not bad. Met them again, and then I'm like, okay, we seem to be like sort of getting along a little. Met them again. This is called a slow burn. This is a spark where you meet and there's instant connection. Studies have shown that a slow burn is something that sustains or is better metric for happier relationship than the spark. Okay? So if you have a spark, fantastic, but also remember that it is essential that it translates into something which is more meaningful. Okay. Take me as I am. A lot of Instagram gyan is this. If you're too much for somebody, leave. He will like you or she will like you for who you are. This is who I am. Show up as your authentic self. What do you think? Show up as your authentic self is true, but what do you think? Take me as I am. If you can't handle me, if I'm too much for you, then, what do you think?
If we are loving someone, it means that the person should get elevated day by day, every day. And
Okay.
if we are trying to make them as the same place they are into,
Okay.
it means that we are not loving them.
Okay.
So we try to make them at a specific position where they are right now, and we are not trying to elevate them,
Okay.
and it means that there is no such love.
Okay. Okay. So this question was more in context of if you're having a sort of like a conflict and the person says, hey, you have like thoda sa, like, you seem to be very rigid about a few things. And then you say, main aisa hi hu. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. Or if somebody says, your emotions are like all over the place. Kuch chota bhi ho gaya, so it becomes a lot. And you say, this is me. If I'm too much for you, then leave. Take me as I am. You know this Gyan?
I think this is not good for relationship.
Okay, why not?
So the relationship is the meaning that we can adjust each other.
Yes. Okay.
This is rigid.
Yes. So this take me as I am now is slightly dangerous, okay? Because we all have certain qualities that are desirable, but certain things that are feedback areas and developmental needs. Maybe I'm somebody who's really, really struggling with, emotional management. If you are in a healthy relationship where you're getting feedback, now it's necessary to take feedback, okay? Mental flexibility is important. The ability to take feedback is important, okay? Of course, we'll go in for places where the feedback becomes a red sign, but generally this is good. Okay. The amount of time it takes, this is what a client had told me, by the way. The amount of time it takes to get over a relationship breakup is half. So if I dated somebody for 2 years, it will take me 1 year to get over this person. If I was in love with this person, then it will take me 4 years. What do you think? Is it true? Huh?
There is no time for
No time.
like
Yeah, and there's no formula. Yeah, of course, there's no formula. It's so context dependent, right? Okay. Approval of my parents is important for me. This I want to know from you.
No.
No? How many of you say yes? Yeah?
In what context?
In context of like whom I'm dating and who my partner is. What do you think? Yes? Why? 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 You put your hand up over there, yeah.
Yeah, like अगर आप लोग श्योर हो एक दूसरे के लिए और आपको एट दैट शादी करनी है, so I don't think I'll marry किसी से भी जिसको मेरे पेरेंट्स नहीं पसंद करेंगे, because they are full right. I will make them understand, but it doesn't mean that I leave my partner, leave my parents.
Okay. Okay. So you'll try, but it's approval is important for you. Okay. Anyone else who says no, this is my life and I'll just deal with it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just no, it's my life.
It's your life.
No explanation is needed for that.
Okay, fair enough. There's no right or wrong. This is just perspective. And of course, we are a more collectivistic culture. So here, parents, people around us, they have more of an influence on our relationships than perhaps Western culture, which is, more about personal freedom. Okay? Alright. What is a 20-year-old? Now, this is something which is very important and I really need you to understand what happens to us. We are all in our 20s, right? So 20 is actually known as emerging adulthood. When you're an adolescent, you think, "Mujhe sab kuch aata hai. I know everything. I know how to..." You've seen adolescents debate. Were you guys in debate teams and all that in school? I know how to solve world hunger, world peace. I know how this one should behave. I know what is right and I know what is wrong. Okay? Adolescents have more black and white thinking. And when you become an adult, okay, you guys are in your 20s, you're adults, biologically yes. But when you become older now, you say, "Yeah, maybe I wasn't so sure about, I'm not so sure about so many things. Maybe things are not black and white. Maybe things are layered. Maybe they are nuanced. Maybe मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें आती ही नहीं है." Okay? So in your 20s now, you are in the emerging adulthood, okay? And there's this beautiful stage by Erikson, okay? He was a very famous psychologist and he spoke about how between your 90s and 40s now, there's something called intimacy versus isolation. So you guys are in this stage, okay, of intimacy versus isolation. 19 to 40. What does it mean? You guys are figuring a lot of things out, okay? You're figuring out first and foremost what to do with first of all, your identity. Who am I? What do I stand for? What is my purpose? What am I doing? Okay? You're figuring out your career, right? You're studying. Probably in the next few years you'll finish your studying, but then uske baad kya? You're figuring out what to do, in your romantic relationships, okay? Do I need to find somebody? Do I need... Most of around, 20s and 30s, you probably may get into a long, committed relationship. You probably may have family. So this is a stressful time, okay? And what this teaches us at that time, which is intimacy versus isolation, is how we look at romantic relationships, okay? At this time, if we have good experiences, if we are self-aware, if we learn about this, we realize that actually we are able to build positive, healthy relationships, okay? But unfortunately, if we are not able to have those positive experiences, we reach a stage where we may feel, am I lovable? Do I have what it takes for people to love me? Can I build a sustaining relationship? Okay? Can I actually be somebody who is with people? Or am I feeling isolated? Okay? Another thing that's happening, which I have to tell you is, there is a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex. Wait, this I'll take later. Okay? So biologically, everybody is an adult, but the prefrontal cortex develops at 25. What does the prefrontal cortex do? You know about it?
Complex thinking.
Complex, yeah. So judgment, decision making, okay, sort of emotional, or rather being able to balance, okay, your thoughts. All of those skills are learned by the prefrontal cortex. But what is actually very active at that time is the limbic system. You know what the limbic system does? Emotions, okay? So when I don't like somebody, I hate this, I love this is my mortal enemy, this is my most loving friend, So all these emotional highs happen at that time. There was a very interesting experiment done. So there were people who were in this stage, okay, whose prefrontal cortex was not developed, teenagers. They were asked, how many of you will get into a car if you know that the driver is drunk? Okay, what do you think the answer was? How many people said that we will, we will get or we will not get into the car? About 97%, okay, said that we will not get into a car if the driver is drunk. But when they actually collated data of how many people actually got into a car, okay, when the driver was drunk, what is the percent? About 56%. That means I know something here, but I'm not able to follow it through, okay? My emotions take over at that time. Please put this in context to relationships as well, okay? So, what is a 20-year-old? First is the neurochemical storm, okay? You meet somebody you're attracted to, that's it. Your hormones are like an overdrive, okay? What does dopamine do at that time? What will your dopamine do? You know what dopamine does, right? What will it do? Huh?
Make you happy.
Make you happy? Dopamine doesn't make you happy. You know what dopamine does? Dopamine makes you crave. Crave. Dopamine is the hormone that will get you from point A to point B. Okay? Dopamine will actually say that, I think about this person all the time. Okay? There's a little bit of adrenaline. What does adrenaline do? Make you feel nervous. You know that butterflies in your stomach when you feel that, I'm meeting this person, kitna acha hai, I can't stop thinking about it. Serotonin levels are reduced, so you constantly think about this person. Do you know this feeling when you have a crush on somebody and you're constantly thinking about that person? You do, right? Okay. So this is stage 1. So that is why at this time, love is like something else only. Happiness is so happy. Breakups are like terrible. Okay, so the highs are a lot, the ups and downs are a lot. Then you have the identity fusion. Okay, where I don't know where I end and you begin. Have you seen couples where they start dating and they start doing everything together? Everything together. His likes are my likes. His friends are my friends. We do everything together. Yeah? Okay? The music he likes, suddenly I like. The clothes he or she wants, I'm wearing those. You see those? Okay? And that's why at this time now breakups are harder. Because you are developing your identity, and when the breakup happens, you feel, what am I? Mera identity kya hai? Okay? The next thing is the idealization trap, okay? I have cast you as the lead in a film you didn't audition for. You know what limerence is? Have you heard the term limerence? What is the term limerence? Obsessively thinking about somebody. It's like an infatuation, like a crush. Okay? So limerence is something that happens here. You feel, I just love this person so much. The reality is now, it's not that you're loving this person. You know what you're doing? You're projecting what that person should be. Because you don't really know the person that well, right? So you make an idealized, my partner or the person I'm dating is like amazing. This is like so good. This is the best version. But you're projecting these things. The person may not even be what you're making them out to be, okay? Think about whether these things have happened to you. And then the attachment patterns. This is something I really want to speak to you about. Extremely important. You know about attachment patterns? Different type. What are the different types of attachment patterns?
No, I don't know the vocabulary. I just know there are patterns.
Tell me what the patterns are.
So, we
like a very crude pattern would be the chased and the chaser.
Okay, pursue, withdraw, okay.
Then there would be something related to it's as in satisfying, like living up to somebody's expectations.
Yeah, so that is where we'll come here, okay, we'll go. Okay, so we are talking about patterns in relationships. Here I'm talking about patterns of attachment, but you're absolutely right, we'll come to it. There are 3 patterns of attachment. You really need to know about this. There was a beautiful experiment done in psychology. You know what they did? So attachment patterns to people that we are, our caregivers are found very early in childhood, okay? So they did an experiment with, babies, toddlers who were about, say, between, 10 to 18 months. What they did is they had a room, they had the child play with the mother, okay? I'm just giving you a shortened version. And then the mother went out, okay? And then they saw what the child did. What would the child usually do? Cry, right? Cry. Why is the child crying? Because their, stable person is gone, okay? But the experiment was not what the person did when the mother left. The experiment was what the child did when the mother came back. Okay? So the mother came back. There were some toddlers, when they see a person they love after crying, what will most toddlers do? Sorry? Go to their mother, right? Physically go to their mother, get comforted. There were some toddlers who went to their mother, they got comforted and they started playing a game. Okay? These are secure attachments, I'll tell you. There are some toddlers who played with their mothers, okay, who were crying, came back when the mother came back and they refused to let them go. They refused to let the mother go, okay? And there were some toddlers who didn't even pay attention to where the mother, when she came back. Okay, these are avoidant attachments. Most of our attachment patterns we will bring into our relationships, and these are something that are formed with our interactions with our early childhood, caregivers. Okay, what are secure attachment? When I can express my needs. Okay, when I can handle disagreements, because it's literally about that, right? And what is a relationship? When I'm able to speak, when I'm able to solve conflicts, and whether or not I'm able to trust that this person is there for me, right? Somebody who has an anxious attachment style, okay, needs constant reassurance. Chhod ke to nahi jaoge na? Okay, please, you are like literally the center of my world, okay? I'll just do anything to like sort of be attached to you, okay? Ask yourself, okay, if this is something that resonates with you or you know somebody. And what is an avoidant attachment? I want to be, close to somebody, but the minute I start getting close, what do I feel? I feel uncomfortable. I feel, nahin, it's okay. I don't want to. Kyun milna hai? I don't want to meet. We can meet once in 2 weeks. That's fine for me. Okay? These are typically the buckets of attachment styles which we will bring in our relationships. Okay? We'll do an activity here. Okay? I want you to tell me how somebody who's anxiously and avoidantly attached react to this situation. These are everyday situations. Okay? You text your partner, they read it and no reply for 3 hours. What will somebody who is anxiously attached do?
Keep on texting again.
Keep on texting again and again. Absolutely correct. Okay? Keep on texting, wanting reassurance. What will somebody who's avoidant do? Actually, they won't. Yeah. They won't. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Just wait for their reply.
Just wait for their reply or say, chalo, theek liya na. Reply nahi kiya. What will a secure? What would somebody with secure attachment do? What do you think? They try, like, hey, everything okay or whatever? Okay, theek hai. Cool. You've been seeing each other for 3 months. Your friend asks, so, are you two official? What will somebody who's anxiously attached do?
He will smile.
Okay. And? So this is not what they will do in front of the person. This is a scenario, you're done, your friends have asked you. Uske baad, do you think an anxious attachment has already thought about this? When they have met you, so this is, I'm talking about 3 months. Do you think somebody who's anxiously attached has already thought, right in the beginning, wow, this is so good, we're so good for each other, this is excellent, I just want to be with this person. Okay? What will somebody who's an avoidant attached do? Dodge the question, or the classic, labels are not necessary. Right? Why should we label our relationship? Chalu hai jaise chalu hai, let it be. Okay? Alright. Please see if any of this resonates with you, if any of this is something that you do, or if you know somebody who does this, okay, or have been in a relationship. Okay? And again, this doesn't mean that you're doomed, na? We all have our different attachment styles, and awareness, it starts with awareness, okay? You're upset about something they did and you tell them honestly. Okay, so I have a partner who's anxiously attached and I say, hey, listen, yaar, you did this and mujhe bahut bura laga. What is the response of the anxiously attached person? What do you think?
They'll be insecure to correct it instantly.
Okay, so sorry, please. So I'm so sorry, yaar. Itni badi galti ho gayi, yaar. I'll never do this again, yaar. Please don't leave me and go. Please don't leave me and go. Okay, I promise I'll never do this again. Okay. What will an avoidant person do? Chal, okay.
It's alright.
It's okay. ठीक है. It's fine. Okay. They won't ask any questions. They won't clarify. ठीक है? All right. Next. Your partner has a terrible week, right? When we are like dating people, okay, exam has gone badly, family is stressed, everything's happening at once. How will an anxiously attached person deal with this person, their partner who's going through this?
Will try to be totally dependent onto the next partner.
Yes, totally dependent on this person, right? How can I take your worry away? I am there. Should I send a care package? मुझसे बात करो. I will solve everything for you. Please, I'll leave everything and come and be with you. Okay? How will an avoidant attached?
I do have my own life.
Okay, I have my own life as well. Please आपका संभालो, and when you're okay, come and meet me. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Sorry, this was another one. Okay, sorry. Okay, this was the last one. All right. These are patterns that we need to be aware of because we will bring these patterns in relationships. And you can imagine how confusing it will be if somebody who's anxiously attached dates somebody who needs space, which is an avoidant attached, right? So even though there may be love and respect between them, your attachment styles are not aligned, okay? It's important to realize this and work on this, okay? Now we go to the section that you spoke about, the patterns, right? So there are typical patterns in relationships. Now this is very essential. We have only about 15 minutes more, and this is another thing that we need to cover, is you are not attracted to people, you are attracted to patterns, okay? There is one sort of like a printout that we've shared with everybody. You can take it, you don't have to do it right now. This is just like a self-reflection activity about the patterns, okay? What are some of the patterns? The fixer, okay? I am most comfortable loving someone who needs saving. What does that mean? What does that mean? Do you know somebody who feels that I am the savior for my partner? I am there to make their life easy. I will do. Did you say that?
No, I've seen.
You've seen it? Okay, what have you seen? Can you tell us?
So, it's like they get a very deep satisfaction out of having fixed some problem that the partner had, and although they may not themselves be aware of it, that they are getting a satisfaction out of it, but they thrive in situations where they are contributing to solving the problem.
Yes, absolutely correct. A lot of relationships start because one person is saying, "यार मुझे बहुत fight मारी हूँ मैं इसके बारे में," and then the other person is, "Come, let me help you. Let's talk it. I'm here." Okay. In childhood, if you feel, so these are kind of, please relate this to childhood experiences when you feel that, you know, I'm useful only if I'm helpful to you in a particular way, okay? The other one is the phantom chaser. I only want what I cannot have, okay? I will only date the guy who keeps on rejecting me. I will only get attracted to this person who says no to me, who doesn't give me attention, okay? If you are confident and somebody is not giving you attention, what should you be doing? What should you be doing? Trying harder to win their attention or walking away? Walking away, okay? But do we know about people who only want people that they cannot have, okay? Which comes from the need of validation, okay? Alright. The self-erasure pattern. I will become whoever you need me to be. Have you seen this? That I don't have any identity, everything is fused. I will modify so much to what you want to be, what the relationship wants. Mera kuch hai hi nahi. Everything is a relationship, okay? The emotional outsourcing. You are responsible for how I feel, all of it. You know what this means?
Blaming.
Sorry?
Blaming to each person for each and every.
Yeah, not blaming. This is not blaming, but what does this mean? What does emotional outsourcing mean?
Dependence.
Yes, absolutely correct. What does that mean?
So, like, my happiness depends on how she makes me feel.
How you react.
Absolutely correct. If my partner is in a bad mood, I am also in a bad mood. If my partner doesn't like this, I also don't like this. It is my part. I am dependent. Perfect. Okay. What is always the, there are two forces opposing in relationships. You want to be dependent also, but you also want to be autonomous. Okay. You need to have your own life. You need to have your own your own identity. And in a relationship, it's always like a give and take of that. Okay. the avoidance spiral. Just when it gets real, I disappear. What sort of attachment is this? Avoidant attachment, okay? The resume relationship. I choose you because you look good on paper. What do you think? Does this happen? Huh? Sorry? दिखावे के लिए, yeah, because this person is, good looking, doing well in sports, अच्छा career भी होगा, this, that, the other. So I am having a resume relationship with this person, absolutely, okay? The rescue fantasy. Love should arrive and fix everything that is broken in me. This is very perpetuated by all sorts of films, okay? That एक कोई आएगा और मुझे पूरा they like just take me away, or white knight. Does this actually happen in life? How would you look at somebody? What would you say to somebody who has this rescue fantasy? That the relationship will fix everything. You know people like that? No? Okay. What would you say to somebody who does this? Saying that I have a void. There's this missing piece. Then my partner will come. Then I'll be complete. Have you heard this? Okay. What do you have to say about that? Really? Okay. He said something very interesting. I wanted to respond. He's like, everybody has this feeling, and that is why they're looking for a partner to complete that missing piece of the puzzle. What do you guys think?
So a void looking for another void will be intermixing the void and he's complicating it. So
Okay.
it means that we have to fulfill that void by ourselves.
Okay.
And then onwards go to the front person, so
Okay.
that we'll not be craving for fulfilling that void. On the contrast of that, we'll be trying to give something out of that.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah.
I would like to add something
Yeah.
here. So together we will help each other to understand
Yeah.
that the void is unable to fill by
Yeah.
other person. You have to create that understanding. So we will both help each other to work on their own personality or their own character or inner development.
Yeah. So you are
So
saying that you will help each other.
Yeah.
This type of relationship is that they will fix me. Are you getting it? So you're actually saying a positive thing. You're saying that we all have deficits. Healthy relationships really help to heal certain things, okay? But there's a difference between saying we will grow together and saying please come and fix me. Are you getting the difference? Okay. Then the intensity addiction. If we are not fighting or euphoric, I think we have lost it. Oh God. Have you seen these very dramatic movies? Can you name some? Or some instant where love is like very like, oh, I'll do this for you and I'll do that and I'll this, that, very extreme sort of. That was intensity addiction. Kabir Singh, yeah. Oh gosh, that is all sorts of red flags over there, but you're right. Okay, so a lot of people equate drama with having a good relationship. But drama does things to your nervous system. When your nervous system is responding to a threat, you feel butterflies, you feel tensed all the time. What should a happy relationship actually be doing? What should a harmonious relationship be doing? React to your nervous system or calm your nervous system down. And I'm not talking about the sort of butterflies in your stomach when you're happy to see the person or excited. I mean, there are certain dramatic relationships where you feel scared. Oh God, if I don't call this person. Oh God, I forgot this. I'm supposed to meet this person. What will happen? Our fights are so intense. Everybody is involved. Doesn't this happen where you are? Like fights will be like, oh God, I'll break up with you for every second. Like, these type of relationships, right? Very tumultuous. Okay. Then the private sufferer. I will never tell you what I actually need. You know what this is?
You have to guess.
We have to guess, yeah. Because you feel, if you love me, then
You should know.
you should know. मेरे मन में क्या चालू है? Because then you don't love me. If I have to tell you what is on my mind, that means you absolutely don't love me. Because if you love somebody, you will know what's on their mind. Rubbish. Okay? Please save the other person from this torture. They are not mind readers. Nobody can say what is on your mind. Make it easy for your partner. We had a great question about playing games and stuff. You guys have asked very interesting questions, okay? So one of the things is make it easy for your partner. Tell them what's on your mind. Nobody will know. All of us come from such different backgrounds. We come from such different experiences. We have such different ways of thinking, right? And the last one is the comparison trap. every relationship is measured against the one I lost, or something I saw on social media, or what I imagined that it will be. Do we do this? We do this, right? Do we compare? Do we compare our lives to other people's lives?
Yeah.
We do, right? And how do we feel? Happy? Bad now? Okay. Really, comparison is the killer of joy, okay? So honestly, be very, very careful when you're comparing yourself and even your relationships, okay? These are generally the patterns that are seen. Always remember that you are attracted to patterns. So if you have been in a relationship before, okay, you will know what are some of the patterns, what are some of the things. Dig deep down into your childhoods. Think about what your sort of attachment styles are, okay? Think about what your belief systems are about these things, okay? Alright. Where does this come from? Low self-worth. It comes from attachment wounds and avoidance of discomfort. Because changing, there was a very interesting question here that they says, somebody has written saying that, and this is a real question that they asked, I'm in a relationship and I don't want to be with this person, and I ask the person but I don't want to let them down, so I keep meeting the person because they are very sad. What should I do? Did you get the question? Okay. What should the person do?
Stay them straight so that
Stay straight what?
we should end up, we should move on.
Okay, how many of you feel, this is something I have to ask you, how many of you feel we can be friends after a breakup? Raise your hands to say, yes, we can be friends. Till 5th of March we were dating, but 6th of March we broke up, and 7th of March we can be friends. You feel? Yes, you put your hand up, please tell me.
Not next day, after
Okay.
a short period of time maybe.
You can be friends with a person?
Yeah.
Okay.
After some time, maybe a month or maybe a year.
Maybe a month or a year. Okay. Okay. Any other? You put your hand up. You think? Yeah. Would you like to say something? Hmm? No, it's okay. Of course you can have. But would you like to give some example or say something or?
Example, like not say anything, but just friends. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. It's possible. Okay.
Depends on the relationship.
Okay. Yes.
They may have broken up because they realize they are better as friends rather than romantic.
Yes. So it's a very individual thing, okay? But there is one common in this, that there has to be some time to heal. Okay? It cannot be immediately, chalo, abhi band ho gaya, now we are friends. Okay? There has to be time to heal. There has to be time to sort of, process what has happened. There has to be time to work on yourself. And there are people who have, broken up and still remain friends, okay? But it depends on the circumstances under which you broke up. It depends upon, the kind of, like personalities you have. Maybe even stage of life that you are in, right?
Maybe
Okay.
Hardik Pandya example.
Yeah, he bought a car, right? Yeah, he bought a car. But here Hardik Pandya's example is slightly different. Why is it different? Why is it different? Okay, so he can buy a car. Okay, no, not that. There's a very big difference here.
He has a kid.
He has a kid. He has a kid. He has a child with this. So it's actually, maybe they're doing co-parenting really well, where they're showing that, we are not together as a married couple, but we can still co-parent. So when you have a child with somebody, the dynamic becomes very different, because even if you want, you can't get complete, break from the other person, right? Okay. But that's a good example. I didn't think of it. Thank you. All right. The last bit is about the signals, and what I meant was, and the way I interpreted it is, the go, no goes, right? So let me only ask you before telling you, what are some of the red signals in relationships? We just have about 3-4 minutes more. What are some of the things that are absolutely universally, what do you think?
When a person wants to be your own.
Sorry? Controlling behavior. What does that mean?
Like the other person is trying to control your actions.
What are ways to control other people's actions? Give me examples.
You can't talk to those boys.
Yes, you can't talk to those boys. मेरी ही हो, मुझसे ही बात करो. Correct. Yes, controlling behaviors. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah. If the person wants to make themselves, your own life, whole life.
Yeah.
So it means that it is a big red flag.
Yes, yes, absolutely true. Yes, very true. When your whole lives are fused.
Whole circumstances should be revolving around them.
Yes.
So if they have that tendency of thinking, it means that you have to enact in a certain way where the life will be totally revolved around a certain circumstances, and that is very dangerous.
Okay, fair enough. Any sort of abuse, just walk away immediately. Immediately. Okay? You know why people stay in toxic relationships? You know what the slot machine analogy is?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is known as intermittent reinforcement. Why do people continue to play on the slot machine? You know what a slot machine is, right? Why do people continue to play on the slot machine? Because they feel next jackpot lagega. You know the way na, I'm warming this. Abhi if I play wrong enough na jackpot lagega. This is exactly what happens in toxic relationships. You know, toxic relationships are not completely bad all the time. Because if they're completely bad, it's a no-brainer, right? You will leave. Okay? It is bad, then the person says, I'm so sorry. I'll never do this again. Behaves very well with the person. You are somebody who's the best for me. And then the cycle starts again. So the person feels there's a hope. There's hope that this person will change. Abhi to wo sudhar jayega. Abhi to wo aise bol raha hai. And that is why people stay. It's a very complicated cycle. So if you know somebody in a toxic relationship and they're not able to get out and you say, kya hai? There's no willpower. It's not that. It's more complicated than that. Okay? Yeah, what are some of the other things that are absolute red flags in relationships? Around 3 things. One should be around conflict resolution. Okay? What do you think? If conflict resolution, what is a red flag when it comes to conflict resolution? Yes, who said that? Yes, you said that? Yeah. Complete avoidance or shutting down or too much anger or blame, okay? Everything is always your fault, okay? Inconsistency in communication is a red flag. You know, harmonious, good relationships are actually a little boring because there's a lot of consistency. You know, when you call, the person will answer. When they say, you know, they'll try to kind of meet you. There's no game playing. Your nervous system is not constantly, you know, like agitated, okay? That's why inconsistency is something that you should, you know, watch out for. Pushing your boundaries, even when it comes to physical relationships, right? Consent is very, very important, okay? Respect of your boundaries is very, very important, okay? Moving too fast, like we spoke in the beginning, with the love bombing. You are everything to me. Unfortunately, now these red flags don't come as red flags, right? They come as very charming people. It takes time to figure out that this is a red flag, right? And first you're like, hey, is this really the same person? Okay? But it does happen that you take some time to figure these things out, okay? Pulling you away from your support system, like you also said, where everything becomes, you know, only about this. So what should we be looking for in a good relationship? And this was a question, and we're talking about a good dating relationship, right? Consistency. Consistency in communication, consistency in, like some of you said, emotional availability, okay? Consistency in the kind of responses, okay? Respect. Very, very essential, okay? It's very, very essential to feel respected. There are 4 communication patterns that are considered very bad in relationships. One is criticism, okay? Second is stonewalling, when somebody says, "Mujhe baat hi nahi karni hai," okay? Third is defensiveness, that if I tell something to somebody, says, if I tell my partner, "Arey, you know, I felt bad that you did this," but you also do this. I also felt bad, okay? And the last one is contempt, where the person says, you don't know anything, I know, okay? Of course, even in the normal ups and downs of life, you will have these. It's about the proportion, the ratio of these relationships. Repair. What does repair mean? Feedback, okay. But what else?
How quickly you regain the previous temperament.
Yes. How many of you think that conflicts will happen in relationships? Okay. How many of you think that if I have conflicts with my partner, it is a bad relationship? Okay, you guys seem to be quite positive about this, which is good, because just the presence of conflict doesn't mean that, you know, the relationship is bad, okay? Of course you will have, you know, disagreements, fights. Repair attempts is trying to get back together, okay? whether the person makes a repair attempt, whether they accept your repair attempt, okay? Emotional safety, like somebody said in the beginning, right? I want to be able to talk to the person. It should offer safe space for me. And of course, physical safety goes without saying, and growth, right? Everything is not about fusing our lives together. You have individual goals as well. You need to grow in your own lives, okay? And the last thing I just want to tell you is, whenever you see these red flags, you have to ask yourself that, is it a pattern or a moment? We all go through weak times where we may be contemptuous of our partner, we may be unreasonable, something may have happened. But you have to ask yourself, look for patterns in relationships, okay? Second is, when I raise things about their bad behavior or something that is controversial, how do they react? Will they use it against me? Or are they willing to listen and apologize? Okay, I am sorry that you felt bad. Is it an apology?
No.
Because you're telling me to say sorry, I'm saying sorry. Is it an apology?
No.
Yes or no? So what's an actual apology then?
You have to realize the mistake.
You have to realize the mistake, okay? Alright. And am I explaining it away, or am I genuinely being reassured that this will not happen again? Alright? So anyway, we come to an end of our talk today. Any questions, any feedback, anything you want to say? Please, yes.
Earlier you spoke about the attachment styles. So do people transition from handshake and avoidance to secure, or are we set in like?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. Generally there's no switching. Yeah. Good question. Yeah. So if I'm anxious, I'll be more or less, in that. I won't move over to good question to an avoidance style. Yeah.
So, like sometimes, like these patterns are not so visible, kind of like it's not there is not clear boundary between different patterns. So how do
like these?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, these are patterns. So what is your question?
So like sometimes there is no boundary between like the clear patterns. So like how to.
See, any human relationship, any personality, there is no clear-cut boundary. They are fuzzy, right? So you need to see more evidence for it and less evidence against it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's more of a balance rather than nobody is absolute. So you're never an absolute introvert or an absolute extrovert, right? So you're somewhere on the spectrum. So similarly, patterns will go, sometimes they're seen more, sometimes they're seen less, but look for evidence of it more and more. When you say pattern, it means there is more than one evidence. It's not just happened once. So if I'm a savior complex, I tend to date people who have troubled pasts. Why? Because I feel I can fix them. Okay? So I will get attracted to somebody who has a very difficult story to tell. Because I feel I can save them. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Okay.
What can we do to move more towards secure attachment styles? How can you mitigate those errors?
Yeah, so one is, there's a very interesting website called Attachment Project, okay, which you can take your, it's like a quiz, online quiz for attachment styles, okay. So one is to actually understand what your attachment style is, okay, and second is basically comes with awareness and feedback from your partner, okay, and the ability to tolerate discomfort. Because if I'm somebody who's an avoidant attached and I'm forced to have an emotionally charged conversation, I don't want to be part of it. So I need to actually be mentally prepared, physically prepared as well, okay? Because I need to, it is stressful for me physically, right? I need to be physically prepared to sort of, calm my body down when I'm having this sort of discussion, or I can go to therapy.
So we also have some questions while all of you were registering. Most of you asked us a lot of questions. I'll just read out few of it and maybe we can...
Are we good on the time and all that? Or, yeah.
So is it okay if we maybe stretch it for another 5-10 minutes? If all of you are okay, we can go with a few more questions. And then maybe we'll open the floor again for live questions and we can do that. So there's this one interesting question. This person has asked, I read somewhere else that the brain is a meaning-making entity and will confuse lust with love if one moves too fast. So how much time is a good amount of time to wait to be sure that it is love and not something else?
Okay, this is a very, okay, how much time do you think it takes? You know, I have data on this about love. You know okay, this is about, you know, older people, but you know how long it takes for men to fall in love internally, yeah? In terms of time, because they ask time.
The first day of intent is more than sufficient.
Okay.
7 seconds.
7 seconds?
There was some
4 to 6 weeks. And for women? 7 to 8 weeks. Okay. And to actually say it, for men? Wow, that's very nice.
बहुत दूर तक चलना पड़ता है ये समझने के लिए कि कौन पास है. तो आई थिंक प्यार क्या है वो स्टार्टिंग में फेजेस a chemical reaction or something like excitement, but if you really understand what is the meaning of love, it will take a time.
It will take time. Another metric to look at this is spend one entire season cycle with the person. You know what season cycle means? You know what seasons are? Winter, summer, yeah. So what is it actually trying to tell you? See the person in different ways. When you're infatuated, it is all about how you feel. When it is love, it is about how the person is, what the person wants. Okay. So yes, of course you can, you know, fall in love. I'm just giving you the data. 4 to 6 weeks for men, slightly later for women. But you know, it takes time to know somebody. Okay. Don't rush into things. Get to know a person. Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, this person has asked, I am single the whole year since my school days and have been single since my school days, haven't proposed anyone or got proposed, just being friend zone. How to get myself a romantic partner? Very genuine question.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say to this person? What? Okay. So you know there's a lot of context to this, okay? And that's why I asked in the beginning that suppose your life before this was literally about मुझे पढ़ाई करना है, मुझे, you know, because this is my goal and I don't have time for anything else. Look at it as a skill that is underdeveloped, okay? And this is a skill that you can work on. I would say write down everything you want in a partner, okay? Literally make a list and say write down everything you want in a partner. And then ask yourself, does it apply to me? Okay? Start working on it. Okay? Once you develop the confidence and there's opportunity, now you guys have plenty of opportunity to interact. Another way to meet people is exactly this, right? Events, you know, whatever, like where you are, you know, you don't even need the apps, right? You can meet people. Once you have those skills now, it will fall into place. And it is trial and error learning, okay? You have to really understand that it's very rarely that you meet somebody and then that person is with you, you know, all your life, you know. So you have to realize that like anything else, it's a skill you have to learn. You have to say that, okay, what do I need to do? I need to first, if I'm an introvert and I don't talk to anybody, is it likely that somebody is going to come and approach me and say, chalo, date pe jate hain? No. So what do I need to develop first? The skill to put myself out there, the skill to talk, okay? If I'm somebody who feels very awkward in social situations, I don't know how to speak to somebody, I don't know how to speak to somebody that I'm attracted to, okay? It helps to rehearse these things. It sounds very like, you know, ye kya hai, like tuition jane ki tarah, but it is literally like that. Look at it as sort of a skill that you need to develop. And now you have an opportunity to do that, you know? Yeah.
Next question is, what habits help build long-term trust and emotional safety between partners?
Yeah, so we already discussed those 5 sort of, yeah. Okay, how do we build trust with a partner? What is the simplest way of building trust with somebody?
Where you can present what's going in your mind.
Yes. Yes, so one is honesty and transparency, like somebody said to talk. Second is, please do what you say. That is the simplest way to build trust. If you're telling somebody, I will call you at 10 o'clock at night, please call the person at 10 o'clock at night. If you're not able to call, message and say, I'm delayed. Trust is, look at it like I'm filling the, like the sort of the vehicle or like a vessel drop by drop. Trust is not built suddenly. Trust is built slowly. So the easiest way to build trust is if you're telling something, then walk the talk. Okay? Don't tell people things that you don't intend to do. Then you come across as untrustworthy. Yeah.
Last question. If you met someone through an online platform and can only meet them on weekends, how to keep up with such relationships?
How to keep up with that? Anyone in this boat where you meet only on weekends? Like, is it a bad thing to meet only on weekends?
Or maybe an only online relationship, how to keep up with that? Maybe that is also something he's trying to ask.
So one is, it's not bad to only meet on weekends, okay? It's okay. I mean, we all have our lives and, sometimes you may meet more, sometimes you may meet. I don't know what the circumstances of this are, okay? How to only have online relationships? Don't have only online relationships. Please translate. Today we are in a hyper-connected world and yet the most lonely. Literally. Everything is available to us on our phone except the connection. So this stage of life is very, very important for you to so like they say, to make relationships. I'm not only talking about romantic relationships, friendships, whatever. For that you have to go out there. You have to attend to the person. Keep your phones away and talk to each other. Cool?
We can open the floor for any more questions if there are any.
Yes. Yeah,
In today's era, people are so much fascinated about the religion and the spirituality. So, those guys who are in relationship, they say that don't expect this desire to me or that desire to me because take inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita or some other spiritual books. So I think the people are unable to. I'm just making myself recollect. Yeah, okay. So the people are trying to make some other person that be liberated and then come to me. So I think this is not a good thing because they are totally expecting that they are wrongly applying the concept of spirituality in the relationship.
Yes, you're right. And this again aligns with value mismatch. I would classify it as value mismatch. If one person is very spiritual and wants to live life a particular way and the other person is not aligned, either you have a very, very, flexible approach towards each other where you live and let live. You do your, we also have inter-religious marriages where people are very, very happy, right? Because they have decided you have your thing, I have my thing, and we are happy with each other. But otherwise, if you feel there's a value mismatch and somebody is imposing and saying there is only one way of doing things, then that is not a healthy space to be. Yes.
Another question is very similar, I think connected. Normally I heard that don't search for the carbon copy. So I think they are misunderstanding the word carbon copy.
Okay.
Because if two people are not sharing something, the core, that's the fundamental concepts of the life,
yes,
then their relation will not flourish.
Yes.
It is not something like we are seeking for the carbon copy.
Yes, yeah. So he said something, he said don't look for your carbon copy. Okay, so in psychological parlance, what we say is there are complementary relationships, right? So that means if I am somebody who is a person who is, who likes to go out and have fun, but my partner is somebody who wants to stay in, we don't look at it as clashing, we say complementary because we both bring different things, okay? But to sort of, so your question was what? I'm sorry again.
Normally people say that
Carbon copy, right? So look, if your interests are not matching, it is absolutely okay. It is absolutely okay. A lot of people come to me and say, we are a great relationship because we both like watching movies, we both like football, we both do this, we both do that. But how do you resolve conflicts? How do you communicate? Okay? So don't over-index on interest so much, but the values have to be sort of aligned. The way you're leading your life. Okay, whether or not you want to have children, of course these are like later, but these are big questions, right? What do you think about finances? Okay, maybe I'm somebody who says YOLO and spends everything. Maybe somebody else is like, no, I will save even 1 rupee. Yes. Yeah. So in that way, you're right. Thank you so much. You guys have been really great. We have extended, and I also got to learn so much from you guys. And thank you for sharing with so much honesty. And hope to see you guys sometimes. And I hope you got something from this session. Yeah, please ask, please.
Would you like to suggest any book? Because
Yes,
one of my friends
there are a lot
really-
of books. There is a book called Attached, which you guys should read about attachment patterns. Absolutely. Attached, it's just for attached, yeah. Yeah, you should read. Oh, there's a very interesting book by Logan Uri. She's the dating director of Hinge. She's written a book called How Not to Die Alone. You should absolutely read it. Absolutely, it's great fun. Okay, she speaks about the apps because she does, and this whole thing about, see, you guys are in college now, right? You have a lot of scope to meet people. But imagine for the people who, are in jobs which is more solitary or are not meeting. Apps become the only way, right? To meet people. So it's really interesting. You should read this. How Not to Die Alone. It's good fun. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.